Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Um,
wabarakatuh.
Now we will present about the changing trade landscape of United States in the Trump era and analysis of the U.S. withdrawal from the TPP through international trade theory. So, uh, Wira, the first speaker, we will explain more about this concept.
So in this section, the introduction is the TPP itself. So the TPP is the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and it's a major trade agreement that involves the United States and the 11 nations in the Asia-Pacific region. And this TPP is the expansion of the TPSEP, or stands for the Trans-Pacific Strategic Economic Partnership. And the TPP is a combine of TPSEP and the country from the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, or APEC. And this main objective of the establishing TPP is to enhance economic ties by reducing tariffs and to promoting free trade, which will ultimately stimulate economic growth among the participating nation. And reduce tariff also facilitate the import and export of goods for countries involved in the TPP. In addition, the TPP directly affect the growth of the participant nation. And also the TPP has a potential to greatly enhance the global economy. And often, in order to secure vote, and political officials often make an accommodation to address this issue, despite its advantage and disadvantage. And one of the actors that use this issue is Donald Trump itself to express the view, and he expressed this viewpoint during his presidential campaign in 2016. And the Trump, during his inauguration as president of the United States, made the decision to withdraw the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership due to his point of view that this TPP's agreement makes the American this benefit. And that's from me. Next.
And then my friends Reva and Arkan will explain more about theory and about soft power and international trade.
The first theory is international trade. International trade is collaborative arrangement between countries to meet the demands of their population through the exchange of goods and service through buying and selling transaction. The theory of international trade examines the fundamental principle and the advantage of engaging in such trade. The United States exit from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, under Donald Trump mandate highlight the relevance of international trade theory. Theories of international trade, such as comparative advantage and trade benefit, suggest that nation can profit from trade and specialization by concentrating on producing items and service with comparative advantage. However, President Trump's decision to withdraw from the TPP reflects a more protectionist position and emphasizing the need to correct trade imbalance and save jobs. This highlight the ongoing debate on the impact of free trade versus protectionist ideals on trade agreements and economic policies. Maybe that's all.
Okay, thank you. So now I will explain soft power theory. We choose the soft power theory for our group because it aligns with the theme we are exploring, making it the most sustainable choice. Soft power theory refers to a country's capacity to exert influence by non-converse methods such as political, moral, cultural, or economic means. Soft power can be utilized in two ways, to top down and bottom top. Top-down refers to the utilization of institution to advise the uphold principle. The United States promotes the worldwide dimension of liberal and capitalist ideology through the International Monetary Fund and the World Trade Organization, particularly in the context of foreign policy, subsequently, and the comprehension of bottom to up perspective is the dimension via TNC multimedia, including cultural spheres of influence and inciting countries' debates surrounding topic the immigration, abortion, sexual violence, and suicide. Furthermore, Joseph E. Internationally established the concept of soft power theory in the 1990. Soft power theory is capacity to influence preference to other nations via non-coercive methods such as cultural, ideological, and intellectual means, rather than relying exclusivity on military or economic strength. From the perspective of the United States has employed soft power as means to accomplish in foreign policy goals, namely its realms of public and digital diplomacy. This involves employing the education diplomacy, science diplomacy, public diplomacy, and digital diplomacy as means to establish and enhance international reputation and impact. The standing and credibility of a nation can have substantial influence on its ability to exert soft power. So the indicator can assist policymaker and scholar in evaluating and processing influence of power or on international relation. So we can next.
Okay, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So we are recording it during the night. I mean midnight. Today I will be discussing the Trans-Pacific Partnership, commonly known as a TPP. This comprehensive trade agreement has had a significant impact on international trade dynamics and particularly among Pacific Rim countries. Okay, so the PPP, as what did my friend has explained before, initially began as the Trans-Pacific Strategic Economic Partnership Agreement, or P4, before it's turned into TPP. Yes, involving Brunei, Chile, New Zealand, and Singapore back then. The primary aim was to liberalize trade in goods and service. Liberalize mean to cooperate between these four countries at the first time and enhance investment and foster economic cooperation among member countries. Now, back then in the 1990s, during the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC meetings, informal conversations stayed among the United States, Australia, Singapore, Chile, and New Zealand. This discussion aimed to establish new trade agreements among minded countries called. And consequently, in 2002, officials from Singapore, New Zealand, and Chile launched the negotiation on the sidelines of the APEC heads of the state meetings, resulting in the three Pacific Closer Economic Partnership, or P3CAP, between 2003 and until 2005. And in April 2005, Brunei Darussalam joined the negotiation, leading to the formation of the P4 agreement. The successful conclusion of the Trans-Pacific Strategic Economic Partnership Agreement, better known as P4, was announced at the APEC Trade Minister meeting in June 2005. The agreement consists of 20 chapters, was accompanied by 2 memoranda of understanding and environmental and labor cooperation. The objectives is set by New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, were achieving high-quality comprehensive agreement, making business friendly and ensuring it reflected in the country's overall public and social policy objectives. And this is very similar objectives were expressed by Singapore and Chile. Now, the P4 agreement included an access clause allowing other countries to join in the future. So everybody may join the group or circle of P4. And UNICEF feature in the president trade agreements. This is one of the strategies to achieve a broader trade area. And the agreement aimed to expand trade liberalization through smaller, more vibrant contracts as an alternative to large, less productive negotiation within APEC when the agreement came into force in 2006. Now, the expected trade benefits were considered moderate, but over time, significant economic benefits for members, especially for small, medium-sized exporters, become evident. Now, the transformation from P4 to TPP occurred under the Bush administration. This is we are going to into the interesting phase of this presentation. Now, under Bush administration and continued under President Barack Obama back then, the United States promised joined the TPP negotiation in 2009, followed by countries such as Australia, Peru, and Vietnam. The involvement of the US marked a shift from a small regional trade agreement to a broader and deeper agreement involving more countries and more diverse trade issues. In 2015, after lengthy negotiation, an agreement was reached in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. The TPP sought to establish high standard trade rules addressing modern trade issues such as intellectual property rights, environmental standards, and labor protections. It intends to remove trade barriers from regulatory compliance and encourage economic integration among countries with diverse level of development. Thank you for the time.
Okay, next, second discussion, America withdrawal from the TPP over Trump mandate. So, President Donald Trump formally withdrawn from the TPP back in January 2017, fulfill a campaign promise to prioritize the interests of the U.S. in trade discussion and focus on establishing equitable international trade agreements that benefit American workers and the economy. Trump believed that withdrawing from the TPP and renegotiating trade agreements would facilitate job restoration and rejuvenate economically challenged community. The original TPP had two main problems. The first problem is digital policy benefit in big corporation at the expense of the public, and the second one, the lack of transparency. Trump described the TPP as the disaster and a symbol of previous failures, and his economic nationalist rhetoric favored more protectionist policies to protect American industry and workers. Also, American industries and workers critique the TPP focus on corporate influence and the lack of transparency in the negotiation process. Trump negotiation process, departure from the TPP can be seen as a strategic stance toward economic competition with China, as he believed the agreement will not be effective in dealing with China economic rise. The Comprehensive and the Progressive Agreement for TPP was ratified in 2018, maintaining most initial provisions from the TPP, albeit with adjustment, and was implemented without the U.S. participation.
And then we'll explain about analysis of theoretical framework of international trade towards American withdrawal. The biography of Donald Trump portrays him as a businessman who inherited his father's properties business and turned into the Trump Organization. Donald John Trump, known for his slogan is "Make America Great Again" or MAGA, entered the political arena with promise to tackle tax reform and employment and trade imbalance, and his approach was clear: put American first. But what does mean? Uh, Trump primary supports come from the white working class voter. These are folks who felt left behind by globalization, losing jobs to overseas competition, and saying their communities struggle. Trump's message resonated with them. He promised to fight against elites and foreign interests that he claimed were harming American workers. One of the major moves Trump made was withdrawing the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. He criticized multilateral agreements like TPP and the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Agreement, arguing the were detrimental to the US and only benefit to American alliance. The Trans-Pacific Partnership was designed to strengthen United States economy and strategic dominance in the Asia-Pacific region, or counterbalance China's growing influence. But Trump saw it differently. He believed the TPP harmed American jobs and industries, preferring instead to negotiate bilateral trade deal where he felt and the US could get a better deal. According to hegemony stability theory, a dominant country like US set the rule in the international economic system. By withdrawing from the TPP, Trump aimed to reset American dominance by crafting rules that better fit US interests. So, opportunity cost theory, which is the looks comparative effectiveness and help us understand Trump tariff on steel and aluminum. By imposing this tariff, Trump wants to protect states industries he saw as a vitality. Then the which all protecting the national economy. Trump from the TPP, his protectionist policies align with this ideology, prioritizing American jobs and industry over global. Trump rhetoric also reflects an of American exceptionalism. They believe that the US has a unique role and mission in the world. By withdrawing from multilateral agreement, Trump wanted to ensure the US was not bound by rules that didn't serve its and summary, Trump withdrawal from the TPP and his protectionist policies can be seen through the lens of hegemony stability, opportunity cost theory, and economic nationalism. While this move aimed to protect American interests and raise dominance, they also created uncertainly strained relationship with allies. And this is safe policy has significant implication. Other countries may seek new trade alliance potential challenges US dominance in the long term, and the stability of international trading system also risks as time approach creates more unpredictability.
Okay, for the last is the US policy relation post TPP withdrawal and the response of other members. So after the United States removed itself from the TPP, other countries create new groups to fill the gap. And they include the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, and ASEAN, and the ASEAN Infrastructure Investment Bank, or AIIB. And in reaction to this, China pursued more economic cooperation with other countries in the Asia Pacific region. And it then started the development of infrastructure in order to enhance its standing in the region and to anticipate the US. And when it comes to addressing U.S. protectionism problems, Japan's is also doing what China does, and this is why Japan has been engaging in economic cooperation with other countries in the area and doing construction with AIIB. And also, and besides, while being situated outside of the Asia Pacific area, Canada respond to this change by improving its economic ties with the region countries, and it's to broaden the economy. And Canada was involved in construction projects supported by the AIIB also, and this is done by a bit to lessen reliance on the American market while preempting the protectionist measure deployed by America. And that's from me about the US coalition post TPP withdrawal. And next is the conclusion. So based on what we researched and in general, is the TPP is a trade agreement that originated from the P4 agreement involving Brunei, Chile, New Zealand, and Singapore. And the goal itself is to boost trade, investment, and economic cooperation among member countries. And also, back in 2008, the United States later joined the P countries. And the TPP was also finally resigned after a lengthy and arduous negotiation process from the America. And also the agreement has faced numerous challenges. Talking about the theories, and it's include the stability of hegemony, opportunity cost, and economic nationalism. And the global economy recession has had a significant impact on the aluminum industries, and this is mainly due to the overmining of natural resources. And also, and the phenomenon of the global economic indicates the potential outcome of inadequate production coordination resulting in an imbalance between supply and demand. This imbalance can have a detrimental impact on both the industry and the global economic, and other countries swiftly came together to fill the void left by the US withdrawal from the TPP. And that's all from our presentation.
Okay. Is there any question? Please put on the comment. So thank you for your watching. Thank you. Paka paka.